Hello and welcome back to the first Hot Takes of 2020, a brand new decade, and it's myself, Doogie, and James Wayne.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am good. It's very cold in here,
It is freezing.
and I've been very generous in taking off my coat because it's ruffling a bit. But apart from that, all good.
All good. Let's get straight into it. First hot take comes in from Tamish Bahal, who says Mourinho will be a failure at Spurs. They don't spend money and major surgery is needed. Recipe for failure. Strong words from regular contributor Tamish Bahal. James, what do you make of this? Mourinho, yay, nay?
I don't think they'll achieve anything, but when have they? I don't think Mourinho is an improvement on Poch, even though he had a dip. Some Tottenham fans, even in our office, Sonny, still believe that the sacking of Poch was a good thing. I don't in general.
Some sort of saviour.
But they've got him now. That's done. That's over with. Will he be a failure? I don't think he'll be a failure because there's nothing to fail, if that makes sense. They're not winning anything. They push for things, but they don't get there. So if he can do that, then I guess it's a success. They don't spend money. They do spend money now. Now they've got the new stadium. We've seen it in the last transfer window. They brought in some decent players that we thought were going to really kick on this season, with like Lo Celso and Ndombele. I don't know. I think this is a bit harsh to say it'll be a failure. I love this because I just like taking the piss out of Tottenham. But I can't say it's a failure because they've got nothing to. They've got no meter of the success. I don't think it can be a failure because they've got no meter of success. Let's say they've got no trophies that they should be hitting. But Mourinho's, I don't know, he's dampened he's tarnished, let's say, his career a little bit at United. So I don't think anyone's really expecting anything. So yeah, that's my little opinion on it.
Yeah, I think people were maybe just expecting a slight bump towards the end of the season. They are up to sixth. They're only 4 points off four. They're only 6 points off fourth. So not a complete disaster, but losses to United, Chelsea, and that pretty damning defeat to Southampton as well.
Genuinely, I will say this: that is the worst Mourinho performance I've ever seen.
Yeah, it wasn't great, wasn't it?
Even at United, they were playing bad, but you could see something in it. There was nothing in that game, absolutely nothing.
But I mean, he came in and they had 25 points from 24 games under Poch. They hadn't won away since January against Fulham. So expectations were an all-time low, and he has been pretty unlucky with injuries, you would say that as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Ndombele has looked very good when he's played, but is now out for a stretch. Kane's now out for 2 months, so they need to get another striker in this January. They need to sort out the long-term futures of Vertonghen and Eriksen. It keeps on rumbling on. It's getting frustrating. There's players that don't look very happy under him, that don't seem to be getting any game time, and Danny Rose and Harry Winks is now linked to the move to United and City as well. So there's so much to sort out in his inbox. But as for being a complete failure, I think it's too early to tell. He needs a window.
I think after the window we'll be able to gauge, because if you think about it, as you were saying, some of the players aren't playing, some of the players are ticked off, but some of the players are playing really well. Dele Alli seems to be back to his best nearly. He's been absolutely phenomenal since
Indeed.
Well, last season he was a bit, but give him a window. I do think I've seen Doogie's notes on this. He spends big in his first window.
Big time. So
Tottenham are now spending money. If they do spend big on Mourinho players, and get your list up.
Well, so when he first went to Real Madrid in 2010, it was Ozil, Khedira and Di Maria. When he went to Chelsea in 2013, it was Willian, Schürrle and Matic that all came in the first window. Then when he went to United in 2016, it was Pogba, Bailly, Mkhitaryan and Ibra came in on a free. So I wouldn't just expect it to be this window, but in the summer, then we can really start judging Spurs at the start of the next year. I don't think they'll probably finish in the Champions League places this year. I think it's probably beyond them. But a fifth or sixth, having seen the start that they had, probably wouldn't be a complete failure. Give them time.
They're sixth now. They're not playing well. Give him this window. If you buy some good players, which if Tottenham allow him to do, you could see him rise. So I don't think it'll be a failure, no.
There we have it. Okay, this one's a bit different. This one's a bit of a throwback. Rewind. Valentino has said the 2010 World Cup sucked. Everyone looks back at it positively, but when in actual fact it was the worst World Cup of the 21st century. The matches themselves were poor and the Vuvuzelas took away any atmosphere within the stadium. Valentino not liking the Vuvuzelas. What do you reckon on this,
Very
James?
odd opinion to have 10 years later.
Yeah, I think he's just in a reflective mood. Maybe start the decade.
Move on. A few have happened since. They've been all right.
True.
But I don't know, You can't look back at a World Cup and watch every game. No one does that. No one's ever done that. They look and find the moments within a World Cup. And it had plenty of decent moments. We've got Shabalala's absolute thunderbasket at the first. Everyone went mental.
That was so good.
The vuvuzelas. Yeah, the dance. Forgot about the dance. Look, forget the games. It's not about, I know it sounds weird, it's not about the performances of each team. The World Cup's about moments, post-World Cup. So 10 years on, we should be looking at, do you remember when De Jong kicked Alonso? Do you remember when this happened? There were some Lampard's...
Forlan rolling back the year, Suarez with his handball.
The Lampard
Van
goal,
Bronckhorst with that bam!
Bloody
incredible, hit the bar and went over. Goal line technology.
If it wasn't for him and that goal line technology wouldn't be implemented as quickly as it was because we felt aggrieved and we thought we needed to do something about it. Look, there are moments, okay? Yeah. I shared the moment with FD's own Michael McCubbin in Spain.
Were you doing a football pie episode?
No, we weren't. This was pre-pie.
Pre-pie.
We were just ingredients at the time. And we spent it in Catalonia, so half the people were supporting Netherlands, half the people supported. And then when things kicked off, Spain had won.
The Rioja was flying.
It was great.
Chorizo for all.
Stop being boring. Nobody cares about the performances of each individual team at the World Cup, post-World Cup. Fair enough at the time.
I'm with James. I think Valentino, I get your point about the vuvuzelas. They were quite annoying. That ball was quite stupid. Yeah. Was it called the Jabalani that went... But it led to some awesome goals.
Yeah.
And there's some great moments, like Asamoah Gyan taking Ghana to, was it the quarter-finals? Diego Forlan rolling back the years, as I said, pinging in balls left, right, centre.
First African World Cup.
First African World Cup. I think in general it did really well. It's been a shame how they've used the stadium since, but move on, Valentino. Yeah, the 2018 World Cup was really the one though, wasn't it?
Yeah, just watch that.
Just watch that.
There's been one since.
That Trippier free kick and then just stop. Joe Corrington, we had to include this. Normally we only do two, but we had to include Joe Corrington's because it was quite funny. Sean Dyche would be the perfect replacement if Simeone left Atletico Madrid. James, can you imagine the gravel eater turning up there?
No. I mean, he's been good for Burnley in the Premier League, like good, but this is Burnley we're talking about. So yes, he has done a fantastic job, and I'm not discrediting anything he's done, but he's only finished with more than 40 points once. Fair enough, he finished 7th in that season, but it's not something you look at for people who are trying to challenge Real Madrid and Barcelona. They didn't even make it into Europa League when they did finish 7th, so even he hasn't, you can't really say he's got European like, it was Olympiacos in their playoff final that, I mean, it's not the biggest caliber of team. Obviously, it's a Europa League playoff qualification game. You should be winning that if you're expected to take over Atletico Madrid. But let's not be serious about this. This isn't a serious post. No. I can just imagine him. Let's say he has gone there. First day, shaved hair. Walks in. Hola, hola, amigos. Oh God, I forgot your Spanish. Yeah. Uno paella, por favor.
Una cerveza. Yeah, he's a weird
pronouncing
guy.
Everything
probably
wrong.
with a worm still tucked out of his mouth.
Chorizo.
Because people forget that he ate worms. He cannot manage Atletico Madrid. He cannot manage in the Champions League. The guy ate worms.
For legal reasons, he didn't eat worms.
No, he did. He admitted he ate the worm.
He didn't.
He put it in his mouth for comic effect, which
he does all the time.
Yeah.
Not worms.
I ate a slug once.
What? Wait, what?
It was GCSE summer. And it was
okay. That makes it fine then.
Take me back.
Wait, so you weren't even a kid?
I was 16.
Okay, what happened? Why did you eat a slug?
It was a bet.
Okay.
And
how much?
I think it's £40.
That's reasonable for someone 16.
I mean, 16, that goes
quite
a long way.
You just put it in your mouth, you didn't eat it?
No, I ate it. I know.
Yeah.
I was quite worried afterwards because we then looked up that slugs can be quite poisonous. Anyway, so there I am bitching about Sean Dyche, but I've actually done just as bad. But I don't want to manage Atletico Madrid, and I shouldn't be given the opportunity because I ate a slug. Sean Dyche ate a worm, so no. Final one, as we're on the topic of food, slugs and worms, etc. JRJ says, gravy on chips is by far the greatest sauce on chips you can possibly choose. James, you like a gravy?
I do like gravy, but is it a sauce?
Yeah, what else would it be?
It's a gravy. Is gravy a sauce?
I used to take myself to the Stadium of Light when I was at uni near there.
Yeah.
I used to get chips and gravy to try and fit in every time by myself because none of my friends would ever want to come with me because we'd always lose quite badly.
Always comes
but
round to
good
something,
times,
doesn't it?
being there by myself.
Eating
Post-slug,
slugs.
gravy on chips, someone trying to come inside.
What condiment would you say goes best on a slug?
Well, salt wouldn't. That would really f it up.
Yeah.
You'd probably be looking for a little bit of ketchup and maybe a little barbecue on the bottom.
Yeah? You need overpowering taste for it.
You do indeed.
Yeah.
You do indeed. But yeah, gravy on chips we're both in agreement with. So let us know what you guys would have on your chips in the comments down below. But yeah, that's all we've got time for on Hot Takes for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you guys thought of our opinions in the comments down below. James, what should go do now?
Go watch yesterday's transfer talk. There's lots of good videos. It's been the new year. Lots of fun just happened with Christmas. Just go watch it all and then come back and then tell us you've watched it all. Don't lie.
Cheers.